So we haven't showed you yet, but Kristen and I got a dog. This is Mackenzie, and she's very sweet. What's up guys, my name is Austin Black and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my honeymoon.
Bienvenue au pays où tu peux aimer celle qui te plaît. Bienvenue au pays où l'on ne condamne pas ce que tu fais. Et où la musique te donne envie de pleurer. Les voix fantastiques de crier.
So a lot of you guys might know, Kristen and I spent our honeymoon going to France. We spent a lot of time in Paris. We took a trip down to Normandy to see Mont Saint-Michel. And it was just a wonderful trip, and we made a really nice travel vlog / travel film type thing. I want to talk to you a little bit about making that film because there's a big distinction for me in travel and vacation. Obviously, a honeymoon is a vacation. You're there to relax with your significant other. There's a distinction to be made there between YouTubers who travel and they're making enough from their YouTube that they're effectively there for their job and they're traveling to film there. I think in the world of online comparison, we've got caught up in this mindset of my film has to be like this creator, my film has to be as good as this creator. But a lot of the time people don't take into account the context behind everything, whether or not you're actually making a living doing this makes a huge difference. So, you can't approach it with the same mindset. So when you're on vacation, there are a lot of different dynamics in that you are also trying to relax. You're also trying to have a good time, a lot of the time with somebody else that you're bringing along. And it's a little bit more difficult to film in the same type of way as you would if you had no baggage. You're there just to film and make a video. So I want to start with the gear I pack because that's changed a lot. I have a lot of experience doing this, and the first time I ever traveled with the intent to film the whole trip, it was New York in January of 2017. I packed a huge bag full of stuff. I thought I needed everything from lights to audio gear to gimbal to drone, just a huge bag, and I quickly learned that you're not going to carry a huge bag around all day. It's gonna hurt your back. It's not gonna be fun, especially if you're walking around a lot. And another trip to New York, I also learned a good lesson on why you're not gonna carry a ton of expensive gear, because as Kristen and I were setting up to film a time lapse once, we almost got mugged, and it scared the crap out of me. It really scared the crap out of me. And I just thought like this gear is also our livelihood. This is also how we make money. So if we were to lose that stuff, it would be terrible. So I have a few tips for packing. Here's the gear that I normally use when we're doing a travel film. And when I'm at the airport, it's usually pretty simple. I have a personal item, which is like this little leather bag that I have, and I have a backpack. Most of the fragile gear goes in there. If I'm bringing a tripod, that's gonna be in a checked bag because it can get banged up as much as possible. But all of the important gear comes on the plane with me. I'm not gonna risk anything breaking. You've got lithium batteries to worry about too, so there's just too many variables to check any gear for me. And then as far as my daily carry goes for the trip, I'm usually rocking this leather bag, goes over my shoulder, and I actually have an insert that allows me to put cameras or lenses. I usually just bring 2 camera bodies with different lenses rather than take a bunch of different lenses, just because it saves time and space. So I'll have 1 or 2 cameras in there, I like it because I have the ability to put everything into that bag if I have to. Like, say it starts pouring down rain, you're not gonna wanna just be holding your camera and letting it get soaked. So the ability to pack everything away quickly is also really important. One other tip that I have about the drone specifically, especially if you're traveling internationally, really look at those drone regulations, because if you're traveling, you know, we went to France, and in Paris, there's no way you're flying the drone. It's all a no-fly zone. Like, it's not even worth trying. But, you know, in Mont Saint-Michel, it was a lot more relaxed because there weren't many people there. You're not supposed to fly over crowded places in France. So just pay attention to those drone regulations, especially considering, you know, you could get in trouble, you could get your drone confiscated, you're in a new place. Like, it's not worth the risk. So you know, there's some times where I will, you know, risk it to get the shot with the drone, but, you know, especially not if you're going to another country or a new place where you feel like it might not be the best option. Something really cool about using the two Sigma art lenses is that I can quickly switch between wide and tight. So, you know, if I'm putting together a sequence, I want wide shots and tight shots, I just need to pull out the other camera, or a lot of the time Kristen will have the other camera and she'll film for me. And, you know, you can get different looks for photography as well, because we're into taking pictures too. So these two lenses I think are a great choice to travel with. You know, something like the Tamron 28-75 you could probably make work for an all-in-one type lens. So one other thing I want to talk about is the Peak Design camera strap. So I think this is really great if you're doing travel filmmaking, because it allows you to quickly take it on and off of your camera. So, you know, if you're walking around, you don't have to constantly be inconvenienced by holding the camera. You can put it around your neck. You can also, you know, quickly take it off and film. It's really nice. I actually don't use I don't use a Joby, I don't use a table tripod anymore. I just kind of take the camera nowadays. You know, it's nice for time lapses to have the tripod, but a lot of the time, I mean, I want the smaller, more inconspicuous package of just the camera. I like that better. People don't look at you weirdly, and it just feels better for me. So I want to talk a little bit about managing your time when you're on this trip. You kind of have to pick and choose your battles when you're going to, you know, say stop for 10 minutes to do a time lapse, or hey, like let's make this whole sequence. Let's take a good, you know, 20 minutes to perfect this whole sequence. So really what Kristen and I do most of the time is the things that we plan on doing are all very visual things. We plan ahead with the intent of, hey, we're gonna be here having fun, taking pictures and filming. Like, we need to do something that is a visual experience a lot of the time. So Mont Saint-Michel was a perfect example, because, you know, it's nothing but visuals, and we have complete access to fly the drone, to film. We had this, you know, really long bay walk, so we could also enjoy the moment. So those types of things are really perfect. You know, when you get into things like museums and stuff like that, they're not really meant to be filmed in. You know, just thinking ahead and knowing like, okay, you know, I've got these 3 visual set pieces, and then, you know, these other things that aren't quite as visual, that's gonna make something compelling for the viewer. And it also really allows you to maximize the time that you're in the moment having fun too, because, you know, you can't get caught up and get stressed out about filming a video. It's just gonna ruin the experience. And so one thing that goes hand in hand about that is, when you're making these films, focus on capturing the experience. Focus on capturing your own unique experience, rather than just like, oh, this is cool, oh, this is cool, this is new, let me shoot this. Because a lot of the time you just end up with a lot of pretty shots. And, you know, I made plenty of vlogs and films where it's just a collection of pretty shots, and it's really just not that compelling. So make yourself say out loud to the camera what your experience is like. And a lot of the time that is really great to have documented. So, you know, going back to the vacation versus travel thing, you're also doing this for personal reasons. You know, it's great to have all this documented, have your experiences documented. So anyways, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my kit page for a complete list of my gear, and I'll see you in the next one.